Test, test, test. Greg, what's going on, bud? Hey, do you see the email that I sent you with the link? Yeah, I just sent you an invite link to that email, and that should be able to that should allow you to hop on the live chat. Yes. Here, let me send you the link again. Should have sent you an invite to hop on, so I'll send you the actual link, and then that way you should be able to click it and log on as well.
Okay, let me in. Because you had sent me a link before, and that's what I'm on now. So let me in that one.
Yeah, that was a calendar invite, so that shouldn't have yeah, that's not the link that we're using right now for this live stream. All right, let me go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna close that.
Yeah, open your inbox.
In my inbox?
Yeah, for T-Shirts by G.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not coming through.
All right, 1 second. Yeah, I found something the other day that had me think about you. I see someone doing, because I remember you were talking about kind of like socially conscious merchandise, and I see somebody's got like a free MAGA hat on here, and I wanted to go over that with you. But if you can find a passionate audience, you know, print on demand stuff can sell really, really well.
Okay, yeah, I got a couple. Like I said, I'm not. I mean, I understand we'll have to nail down a target base, and I can do that. But I want to touch multiple bases, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course. Well, no, this is running slow.
You're You're not getting any kickback, are you? Can you send me the email?
No. Let me see. Because yeah, it should have sent you the invite by now. Let me try this. Okay, there we go. It's Tshirts by G at gmail.com, correct?
Yeah, I'm sending you a text right now. I got the original one. It went into my updates folder, but I got it.
All right, let's see that.
Did you get the test I just sent you?
Yeah, I got it. So let me send you this, and then also. All right, so I sent you an email and I also replied. So inside that, you should see a link to the live Google Hangout.
Okay, there we go.
Cool. Okay. All right. There we go.
All right. Let me turn off the call so we kill the echo. And boom. Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yep. Let me just turn up the volume a little bit. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
All right, cool.
All right, but yeah, this is the setup that we got over here. I use this mic for the podcasting. Back there you can see a backdrop. Use that for videos, and then as well as like product shots if I want to put like a stand down or whatnot.
Okay.
Take pictures. So let me just show you right away a couple of things so you know I'm not playing around. All right, so obviously, our conversation before was about e-commerce. We're talking about starting your own e-commerce brand, ideally selling T-shirts or print-on-demand merchandise. And that's something you've been thinking about for quite some time, but you haven't really taken the next step to really get it started. And, you're not really sure how to proceed forward. Is that right?
Right.
All right. So last year we did $124,000. 124,963, 14 cents, selling cheap air freshener, cheap incense.
100. You did 6 figures just selling that?
Yep. Let me show you something. Let me show you my screen. All right, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yep. So last year, notice things got really exciting around Christmas time.
Right.
But yeah, and then we doubled our sales over the course of last year. So, we're doing about 7 coming in, finished 14 and 12. And really this was actually like over 15 because we launched a funnel and there were a lot of sales that didn't come through this sales platform. That's a little bit more advanced, but that's something that that you can do that really can spike sales. So this year we're probably going to double that. Well, if we don't double that, I'll be a very unhappy customer. But we have a path to it.
Got you.
And that's the best part. That's why I love e-commerce, is because there's literally you can see where your stuff comes from. You can see a path to it. You can see how to grow. You sort of where we're at today. So we're only at 3 sales today, but we're actually sending out an email later. So this will probably finish at least 500-600 for the day. But this right here, once you actually get rolling, it's addictive as hell. It's addictive as hell because, you're watching sales come in.
Right.
So, at first I set up, my phone to get email updates every time we got a sale, but it started to get really annoying. But at first I recommend it because it'll be, incredibly exciting. You're going to want to tell everybody. You're going to want to tell the wife. You're going to be, kicking and excited, really excited about it.
Okay.
So that's the,
So let me ask you, is your shop, do you have multiple shops or you just have one shop?
Originally, I was doing a lot more of the consulting angle of things. So I worked with a ton of different stores. Before I started my own business, I worked with a marketing agency. We were doing multi-million-dollar, working with huge customers like RCI, like I described before. I've worked with several, really 7-8-figure brands, from my experience working with Staples.com, also MarketTradersInstitute.com. So the stuff that we implement, I've seen tested and, working on huge levels. So really what we do is we take what's working and then we scale it down. And now I'm focusing on really growing this store, but also getting back into the marketing end of things. And that's why I'm starting to do calls like this, creating different programs to help entrepreneurs and startup businesses, kind of build that.
Okay.
All right. So,
and the reason I asked that, because I wasn't sure, because I've been doing some research based off the conversation we had. So I wasn't sure if you were using one central platform, for example, like Shopify. And if that's the case, since I already have a domain name, I actually renewed it last night because it had expired.
Ooh, somebody's excited.
Yeah. Well, this will give you a little bit more background. I registered, I had it registered back in 2013. Here we are, 6 years later, I've done nothing with it, right? But I renewed it last night because it expired last month. So am I able to use that same domain through a Shopify platform?
Yep.
Or do I have to go and create my own, take that domain and find a website builder and have it built from scratch?
No, you can use Shopify and you can connect that domain to your Shopify store. And then because basically a domain is like a door, right? It's just your front door. And then, you can set up website hosting, you can set up your e-commerce store platform, and that's basically the house. And then you just take the house and you connect it to the door, and that's like, copy, paste, push button.
Right.
So, and if that's, it sounds like that's your baby. So I know how that is. And yes, you don't have to get a new domain name or start that whole process over from scratch.
Okay. So, and I'm coming, if you want to, go ahead. I'll let you talk first because I probably got a million questions.
I bet. Well, let me just say, I do understand. As I mentioned, I was working at a marketing agency. I was making good money, at what I perceived good money at the time. It was a 9-to-5, but when you're doing something that is fun, it's not that bad.
Right.
But working with other companies that were paying the bills, and my son had just been born, it was just comfortable. You know what I mean? And when you get comfortable, it's so easy to punt. I created my first online course. It dings me when I look at emails, right? Like if you have an email inbox and you see stuff in there from 2014, 2013, right? Stuff, you see dates on stuff like, man, I sent for this on this day. Wow. Right? Time just goes by. So I was procrastinating on, I built the course too, but I was procrastinating on marketing it and getting it out there and doing that legwork. I was, afraid to take the next step.
Right.
And it was just, again, when you're comfortable, your body naturally creates, literally like chemicals in it, when you're doing something that is uncomfortable. And, as animals, we are trained to fight or flight from things that are uncomfortable. And obviously you're not going to fight an idea, but your body's still afraid of something new. So it's easy to run from it, right? Okay. Especially when you're comfortable. I have food here. Why am I going to go get that food over there?
Right.
So that's why it's easy to really procrastinate. But, one thing that I can say, and obviously you're in a better position, I literally, in hindsight, it was probably more of an emotional decision than I would recommend for anybody to make, where I left the agency and was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to do my thing. I just have had enough. don't necessarily recommend that for everybody because it is very intense. It's very stressful. But if you have that entrepreneurial fire, whether it, is genetic, whether, you just decided that it's something that you want to do with your life, it never really goes away, never really goes out. And like I said before, you get to the point where you decide, do I want to be an old man thinking about what could have been, or do I want to take the opportunity while I have the chance?
Gotcha. Yeah,
right.
I definitely I don't want to be in a position where, like you said, you gave the example. Even 5 years from now, I mean, even now, looking back, like I said, I started this in 2013, and I'm even looking back like, man, what took me so long? Why did I wait so long? And I don't want to be in a position 5-10 years from now where I look back and like, I didn't even give it a try. Like I didn't even pursue it. And
that's the worst type of pain.
Exactly. I don't mind if I pursue it. I don't mind if I pursue it and I fail. I don't think I'm going to fail. Like I refuse to fail. Right. But if I fall down, I'm willing to get back up, but I just know that I can make this work.
Well, yeah. I mean, all it is just plowing forward, especially if you follow a plan, right? You have a process. Then it becomes literally like, completing a book report, right?
Yeah.
Like, or doing, you know what you're doing next, what to test, well, hey, I'm dropping out of school, so I guess I have to figure out a way to make this work, that sort of thing. And that's what, smart marketing is all about, and as business owners, you get really caught up in the heart of the business, which is why I choose to run only one store as my because that in and of itself is such a thing. Right. So, but that being said, I've seen the marketing tactics that work. Right. I'm a marketer. I'm a sales guy before I'm a business owner. Right. So my business now, as I choose to expand it, is well, hey, let me bring back some of the marketing angle of things in and really, help other people apply it, because, the opportunity in e-commerce is amazing. It's such a level playing field compared to some of these big brands that are going out of business because they have massive overhead.
Right.
And, I just look at, what's happening with the economy, what's happening with society, what minorities, end up struggling with. And, when it's, trying to elevate their family. Right. We don't have the same opportunities that, the white guys have, or even Asians, where they keep all their money inside their community. We don't necessarily have that same sort of thing. So, a big part of what I want to do is help people build that kind of dream business, create something, that sort of a legacy. Right. And, not have to take out, $30,000 loan to do it.
Exactly.
So that's why we're having a conversation like this. That's why, I've decided, instead of just solely focusing on, we could probably quadruple this if I just only focused on my store, but I feel like I can bring more value to, the world and my community by expanding that. Right. And this is stuff I could have done last year, but I was procrastinating. So, whenever you do something new, it's always that feeling.
Yeah. Yep. I got you.
Right. So, over this call, I want to make sure we're getting, the maximum value of your time. I know that you have a lot of different questions, and from our conversation before, I definitely see a path forward for you, by, just literally following kind of a beaten path. And we'll go over some of those different things today. But, the more I understand your goals, the better impact my recommendations normally have. So obviously, the T-shirts by G, that's something that you've been thinking about for years and years and years. I even threw a couple other things at you, but you kept going back to the T-shirts. So why is that something that you're passionate about?
I mean, first and foremost, it's just, that's what I'm most comfortable in, right? Personally, I press the T-shirt, throw it on, and I'm good to go. I'm not a collar guy. I mean, I can wear the button ups and whatnot, but I'm most comfortable in a T-shirt. It's relaxing, it's casual. And after that, I like, catchy or trending shirts, or just a nice tee. So that's the best way I could put it. It's just a personal preference of mine. And I feel like it's just something that's never going to go away. It's always going to be there. And if you can stay if you could stay current with what's going on today, or if I have a couple of catchy designs, I just feel like it's going to be very effective and very rewarding.
Yeah. Well, I agree. I do like your idea of kind of like those socially conscious t-shirts. And just from what I've seen, my number one secret to my success is a process I call ecom hacking. That's literally the focus of my course. It's a lot of different things, stem from that. And ecom hacking is really, looking at what is already successful, right, that your competition is doing, and then taking away those elements and, remixing them for yourself.
Right.
Right. What came first, McDonald's or Burger King? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't matter. Oh, this guy's selling cheap hamburgers. Shit, let me sell cheap hamburgers.
Yeah.
I'm an alternative. You can buy it from me.
Yeah, exactly.
So people are buying t-shirts. People are buying merch. You buy them on their impulse buys. You walk down someplace and you see it and you like it and you got the money in your pocket, you'll get it.
Yeah.
It's exactly like that. So socially conscious shirts, regardless of what the cause is, right? That is impulse enough that if you put it in front of the right person at the right time,
right,
they'll make a move on it. Like I said, this hat here. Let me screen share again for you. Look at this. Now this is a hat. This shit makes me sick.
Right.
But there's somebody out there that like, yes.
Yes. Right. You're absolutely right.
And the more polarized you are, the better. And one of the things that really stuck out to me when I was like, okay, well, this guy's got an opportunity, is when you mentioned the Trayvon Martin thing.
Right.
Because something timely on that, obviously you can't say, this, like, I don't even think this MAGA lines, I doubt this is authentic at all. But hey, catch me if you can. I don't blame you. Right. But I wouldn't necessarily go, hey, Trayvon Martin, but you can have a shirt with like a hoodie and a guy, right? And
Well, can I show you something? Can I show you something real quick?
Yeah.
To since we're on that subject, and let me see. So I guess I'm gonna click here. Share. Oh, I can't get to. Let's see. I'll move this. I'm looking for. Oh, it's up here. So this was my Trayvon Martin. This was. Can you see my screen?
Yeah. So
that's what I got based off of the Trayvon Martin incident.
Yeah. And see, just seeing it, and it makes you think about it, you kind of feel like a wave a little bit. I felt just really thinking about it like, yeah, man, that's pretty messed up. You see the hoodie and it immediately makes you feel a certain type of way.
Right.
So in your case, you can use designs like that, timely, put them in front of the right person at the right time. And then it's not about, your business advisor or accountant or whoever gave you advice, was like, well, who are you going to serve? Right.
Right.
They had it right and they had it wrong. They had it wrong because your entire brand doesn't have to be, super duper ultra laser focused. It can be somewhat general.
Right.
Right. As long as Walmart sells some everything, but they go to people that want deals. Like rich people don't shop at Walmart.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
But damn near everybody else does. So you can have something that's socially conscious, but the message is where you get laser targeted. Right. And then now, as you have new ideas and new concepts, boom, you get it out there, and then you build that same infrastructure, which we're going to talk about it, behind your store, and suddenly you have something that just like literally works on autopilot for you. And that can, one of the things I love about, the store is the fact that, we make so much revenue like passively, right? you can automate so many processes in your business where you're just, again, you're getting sales. You see our sales counter is going. It's not like I'm selling. I'm not emailing people right now. This stuff happens in the background, and then you can automate even more to have even more stuff going in the background. And then when you're starting to, get your products in front of people that are, potentially interested, you know that you have a process to convert them into customers. So, that's a big thing. So let's say you and I had the same conversation a year from now, right? And, you looked back at over the course of the last year, what would you have wanted to happen for starting this store and sticking with it to be the best decision?
A year from now, I would say I want to look at the success of it. I want to look at the sales and see revenues, that tell me, and I don't know what that number is, right? But I wanted to tell me, you know what, you can walk away from your 9 to 5, and this is your career. Now, and it's not just your career. This is your business. Like, this is your thing. This is what you do. So a year from now, I want to, us to have a conversation to where I'm telling you, Mike, I'm putting in my 2-week notice.
I heard that. And then, you're a dad, so I'm going to assume that you probably have this same goal. I know I did, was, to be able to tell your son, hey, this is my thing. This is what I do. You don't have to just stick to the beaten path,
Exactly.
Sometimes you can do something for yourself. Look, I'm doing it. You could do it too. You could maybe you could grow this on your own.
Yeah. And it's definitely something I want to be able to hand off to them. Right. So I'm going to support if they want to go get an education, because I'm not against education. The way the system is set up, I believe it's, I believe we need some significant change there, because it's all about money. But we could talk. That's another story. So, but I want to be able to hand this off to them, so they don't necessarily have to go work from somebody else. That I want them to know, okay, yeah, we've got something to carry on. We've got a legacy to carry on, and I want them to take it and continue to make it successful or have it successful, and then expand it. Like, because they may have their own ideas and they may want to branch out, and I want to be able to hand that off to them.
Well, there you go. And you think about a lot of immigrants that come in, these Chinese food places that come in, the first person gets it up, and then you see their kids working it. Next thing you know, their kids are running it. Their kids go to school, they get, an advanced degree, and they come back, and then they just, now there's 4 of those damn things.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So, yeah, no, that's a great goal. That's something that I think will keep you motivated if you're serious about it. But that's also the thing that everybody wants, right? Anybody that has a day job thinks about, financial freedom and walking away from their day job, right? But why is it so important for you to walk away from something that's obviously paying your bills and obviously giving you comfort?
Peace of mind, freedom, less stress. I feel, just sense of accomplishment, ownership. I could probably go on and on. Tired of working hard for someone else, making them millions, when if I could put the same effort into my own business, hey, yeah. So I would say number one thing is just the freedom, feeling free.
Okay. You could have been free 3 years ago. So what's the difference between then and now?
Yeah. I think, I don't know. It's just, I hit a light bulb went off. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fed up at work because it's just getting busy and busier, and they're wanting me to do more with less. And yeah, I'm just, I don't have the exact answer for you. All I know is today I'm ready to make moves, and I'm ready to get it started and you know, start progressing toward where I need to be, where I need to go.
There you go. So obviously I see you have a home office. Do you always work from home, or do you have certain days where you're able to work from home?
Certain days. For the most part, I'm working from home, but every now and then I go into the office. On average, I probably go into the office once a week.
Okay. Okay, that's good. So you're not missing out on a lot of events right now.
Right.
Okay, good. Well, yeah, I was gonna say that's probably the biggest thing that I appreciated when I finally left was, you know, not being someplace from 9 to 5, and, you know, being able to, I don't miss anything that my kid does, and you know, that's awesome. So obviously you already have that, but
well, no, not completely. I'm sorry. As far as that's concerned, no, because I'm still tied to, like, I work from home, but it's like I'm just at home, you know. So I still have some flexibility to where, you know, if one of the boys has a show at school during the day, I can go to some of those, but I haven't been to all of them, right? Some practices and some games I've missed because I'm working overtime. You know, I got caught up on a project late or something like that. So yeah, you know, that would be great to have too, completely, you know, 100% having that option.
Okay. You see, what broke me, what made me have my I'm done moment, it was like I can look back at it. I can see where that break happened, because again, you know, it was marketing. I was doing marketing, you know, obviously I didn't like the 9 to 5, but you know, you said freedom. Freedom was my number one also, right? I loved what I did, but I wasn't free. And what made me realize it was, again, look what I do. Marketing, online marketing, like we can video conference. You really don't need me in office.
Right.
Let's be 100%, right?
Right.
There was a trip that we were going. My grandmother, she, you know, we recently put her into a home. Obviously, she really doesn't have a lot of time left. It was 2016, right? It was before we were going to put her in, and she just had a bad fall. And we were like, man, this might be the last time my grandma's around, right?
Right.
I want her to see my kid. She hasn't seen him yet. She's been too old to travel. So we were going to go, it was around Christmas time. So we're like, you know what, we're going up. It was Thanksgiving, right? That week of Thanksgiving, right? Because the wife was off. She's a teacher.
Yeah.
We're like, this is the time to go.
Yep.
Grandma just fell a few weeks ago. You know, she was in the hospital. Now she's in bed rest. Like, I'm so scared. I want to do this now. I tried to put in the PTO. And they told me I did not have enough PTO. I said, wait a minute. Look, my grandma, like, this isn't just a, you know, hey, I want a week off, I want to have fun type thing.
Yeah.
Like, no, this is what happened. And, you know, even if you do need me, I can still work from there.
Right.
Just let me get there.
Right.
And they wouldn't budge. They were like, well, you know, you had a long spring break, which I did. But, you know, and we had time off over the summer, and, you know, you can get a 2 or 3 days, but, you know, a full week, you know, we can't do.
Wow.
And that was my fuck it moment. Like, I'm glad I was able to keep my composure, you know, but at that moment, you know, I remember going on my lunch break, and I was like, man, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So I left. I said, you know what? I'm going to take what I know, and I'm going to make something happen. And started off, and I was doing just marketing consulting, right? And using what I knew to actually help other business owners, you know, from different Facebook advertising to email marketing to conversion optimization, you know, copywriting, you know, all type of different things that, you know, business owners need and help make them money, right? And then I was able to, you know, come into the opportunity where, you know, we have a, you know, manufacturer who makes this stuff. And, you know, the manufacturer, you know, it's family business. They've been making them, but they're doing most of their business from wholesaling. Right, had no real e-commerce presence at all, no real clue how to start it. And, you know, I had the opportunity to come in as a partner. And then, you know, a year later, you know, 124K in e-commerce, you know, here we are now, right?
Yeah.
And all it takes is a decision.
Right? You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Right. And if we had a product, I could have did the same thing with e-commerce. Right. I mean, if you made an extra 124, and, you know, realistically, like your profit margin, you know, obviously, you know, there's 124 means different things to different people, right? 124 meant 65 to me, right? It might mean, you know, depending on what your cost is, it might be 70, maybe 80, right? You know, it depends on what you're selling and what your profit margins are and what you're actually doing. But I mean, hell, if you just took 50 out of that, right, and you added 50K to what you're doing right now, what would that mean for your family?
Oh, mean, it would mean so much, man. It would mean so much. Just, it would put us, it would reduce stress, right? Because financially, and look, and if to throw an additional 50K on the table, right? And say, this is passive income. This is additional. That relieves so much stress financially. Like you get a sense, you taste that freedom, and you know, it's just going to motivate me more, and we're going to be able to do things. You know, you guys were joking about when you came over. Oh, you guys can do this with the back room. You could put a pool back there. Well, an additional 50K allows us to have those thoughts realistically, right? Like it makes it more realistic to have those thoughts and goals. So that would be great.
I heard that. Yeah, man. You know, I've been putting together a lot of money for our house. You know, I want to upgrade my house and my car. You know, the only reason I haven't upgraded my car is because, you know, you upgrade your car and then you're doing a house right after that. It's a whole lot going on. But I mean, I want to do both, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to, you know, a small house. You know, I want at least a 5'3", right? You know, I want something that is, you know, I want something like what you want to have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I want to be able to have that ability, like, look, well, here's what I'm putting down. What's up?
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
So,
I got the same path. I mean, look, I got my truck. I want to do things to my truck. You know what I mean? But right now, there's so many things in front of that. That's like number 30 on the list, probably.
Because it's not realistic.
Yeah. So doing this, you know what? I can move it up to the front page of the list, and I can go by, you know, and I could just this is what I want to do. Here's the cash. Call me when it's done. You know, and not think twice about it.
Okay, so let's close the gap, right? We know where you want to be. So then it's like, well, how can we realistically get there, right? A real, actual step-by-step path to what you're looking for. Okay, if you just had to ballpark it, right? What's your number? What is your monthly number where you can walk away from your day job?
Monthly number where I can walk away from my day job. Man, that's a good question. Because at that point, I got to worry about benefits. And, you know, that's another thing that scared me is, damn, you know, because you hear all these, you know, stories about how small business owners and the benefits are costly. And
does your wife get benefits?
Say again? Does
your wife get benefits?
She can. Yeah. Right now, everybody's under my benefit plan.
Okay. Well, screw it. I mean, benefits included. What do you need? What's your number?
Let me do the math in my head. I'm gonna say $4,000 a month.
Okay. $4K a month and you can walk. All right. Listen, that's not even. I say this with a degree of confidence, just because, you know, a lot of this stuff is just math, right? And once you get your numbers right, like I was describing before, like conversions here, conversions there, reverse, you know, I've talked to people with numbers much higher than that, and there's still a path for that, right? You know, the big thing is, you know, when you look online, and even if you probably went on like a rabbit chase, you know, thinking about some of this stuff, you know, people talk about, oh yeah, make $1 million here, you know, $1 million store, you know, do 3,000, you know, 300,000, $6,300 in the next 60 days, like crazy ass numbers, right? And if you've never really made that type of money online, it's so far from realistic. It's a pipe dream. You know, you can think about the pool, you can think about the Lamborghini, you can think about all these different things, but they're not realistic if you haven't even made $1,000 on it.
Exactly. And I'm not, look, don't get me wrong, I'd love to make $1 million, you know what I mean, like a year, a month, whatever, but realistically, I'm not trying to do this to get rich. I'm trying to do this to give me freedom and to walk away from my job. You know?
Okay.
I don't clear 4K a month now, so why would I expect to go out here and strike it rich on the first try and clear $20,000 a month? And that's not my plan. That's not the goal of this. I think it's a realistic goal. So and 4K is a number with some buffer room in it. So let's say it's 3K. That doesn't. Well, I've already got that buffer built in, so maybe I can walk away if it turns out to be 3 consistently, but comfortably and just having the confidence that I would like to have. It's a goal, right? So you know what?
So 4 is the number.
4 is the number.
Okay. So I mean, really, you can break it down, and a realistic number for your first year in e-commerce is, even if you're brand new or you've tried before and failed, is you can do 100 grand. You could, you're going to have a few months where you're kind of figuring some stuff out. Like, the first part of last year, you saw how it went up, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of it is kind of building and testing and whatnot. But once you kind of hit your stride, you can just pump in more money, right? So, a 6-figure store is only $300 a day. $300 a day is $109,000, $100,000 and some change,
right? But that's gross revenue, right? That's not take home.
Yeah, if you think about it, but again, even if you're only at 60% of that, right? That's still $9K a month. You'll take that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Okay. I mean, that sounds cool. It sounds really exciting. But look, it's math, right? You know what $300 a day is? That's 5 sales at an average order value of $60. That's 10 sales at an average order value of $30, and that's where we're at. We have $30 a day. Is or $30 a sale, give or take, really it's more like 32, 33 is our average order value size. So 10 of those, you're at 300. That's literally what we did, right? 15 sales at $20, which if you're doing t-shirts for $20, 15 is your number, right? Or 20 sales at $15, if in case you're doing a sale or a price break or something like that, and
right.
that you can get that math in your favor.
Right. No, that sounds great.
Yeah, but again, 15 sales at $20, right? That's just maybe one item, right? But what I'm going to show you how to do and what I practice is, upselling, right? Bundling, add this to your cart so that way you can get those average order values even higher. That's the thing that people never tell you, but that's the number one thing that, I was able to pick up from some of these big brands, what Staples. It was never just get this. It was always get this and this and this and this and this. Oh, you like that? Grab this too.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But when you do stuff like that, and again, in your perspective, what somebody may be interested in, they're about, if somebody's interested in, again, Trayvon Martin caught, well, it's probably someone that's, paying attention to, Black social justice issues, right? Well, you get a t-shirt, you can get a hat, right? You can do print on demand hats, right? You can do print on, you saw it just on Teespring, they say, well, damn, we'll give you even more stuff to print on demand. It's not hard. It's the exact same thing that goes into making a t-shirt goes into making anything else.
Gotcha.
So suddenly you came here for the shirt, but I got you a hat. I got you a bandana, whatever you want to go with it. Suddenly, your $20 t-shirt plus a $15 hat, it's $35 plus $5 whatever, a $10 mug, right? Now you're at $40. Well, $40, that's like 6 or 7 sales a day.
Yeah.
That's it.
Across the market, the market is huge, right?
That's all you need to make 6 figures. And if you take home a little more than half of that, that's double your number.
Yeah.
So that's, the things that you want to do. And then some, right? And you only live once. So
exactly.
I don't want to throw this crazy pipe dream at you. No, look, man, you need, 7 to 10 sales. If you set your store up the right way, 7 to 10 sales a day and you're there, right?
Okay.
7 to 10 sales a day and you're there. Do you start off at that? No, but that's not a hard number to get to. Come on.
Gotcha.
Right. So that is, a big chunk of how you get from where you are to where you want to go. Now, when it comes to what you need to actually, create something like that, it's a 3-step process, right? Obviously, you need to build your store out, right? Which is not difficult. You can use something like Shopify, and with Shopify, there's different themes that you can use to make sure that you're getting, the maximum conversions, right? You maximizing your upsells, urgency, the whole 9 yards. There's a way that you can set your store up to, make it as easy as possible for people to buy from you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. On top of that, I always use a process like I called ecom hacking. I literally find all my top competition. Right. I find them. I reverse engineer what they're doing. I take a look at their store setup. I take a look at what they're offering. I take a look at what their bundles are, what their upsells are. I can, join their email list, take a look at what their emails look like. I know how to find their ads, so I can see what their ads look like. Right. So again, if you could reverse engineer what your competition was doing to be successful, how big of a shortcut would that be for you?
Gotcha.
So again, you're not starting from scratch. I don't believe in reinventing the wheel at all. I believe in taking what works and remixing it, right? Again, who came first, McDonald's or Burger King? It does not matter. I'm in the game. But then you build on that, right? Now we're talking about, well, that's how I can set up my structure and I can put myself in a position. Of course, upsells make me more money. What about the automated part? What about the passive part? I don't want to spend all my time in front of the computer, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's where your email marketing comes into play. Not just like the stuff you see like on constant contact commercials where they're all huddling around a computer sending out emails manually all the time. Oh, like automated email marketing.
Right.
Right. When person does this, this happens. Right. People have the misconception that email marketing is really time consuming and really expensive when it's none of the above, especially if you're just getting started out as an entrepreneur. You can, there's free email marketing programs. There's one, you're spending less than $30 on it. And then you can get all your automation, everything that you need in place. And, just from out of that 124, 35,000 of that was emails.
$35,000 of the revenue was just strictly from emails?
Just from automated emails.
Wow.
Right. The 3 most profitable automated sequences we use were a welcome sequence. So someone just visited my site. I get them to join my list. I send them a sequence of automated emails. People that buy, hey, you just bought. I got some automated emails that go out to you to, buy some more. And then abandoned cart emails. Oh, you were looking at this. I got your information, but you didn't complete your checkout. Hey, complete your checkout. Hey, complete your checkout. Hey, if you complete your checkout, grab this coupon.
Gotcha.
We brought back a third of sales just from abandoned cart. Right. The average e-commerce store, a third of their sales do come from email marketing. That's the big missing link for a lot of people and a lot of stores. They do everything they can up front. I work so hard to get you to my store. Right. But 98% of people that visit your store aren't going to buy.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do if they don't buy?
It's a good question.
Most of them will never come back, especially if you're a new store.
Yeah.
Right. That's where email comes into play. Nurtured leads make an average 42% more larger sales. Email marketing, according to the Direct Marketing Association, is the #1 most profitable marketing avenue. But everybody neglects it because it's not as sexy as Instagram. But email marketing is the most profitable thing you can do.
Gotcha. So will I be able to? So I'm able to set up that membership through my website, I guess.
Yeah, you can get people to join your email list whenever they visit your store. Okay. You can give them a coupon, in exchange for. I've put you on game. When you start going to different e-commerce stores, you'll notice it right away. There's something popping up trying to get your email address. Hey, grab this, take this coupon, join our email list. Grab this free whatever, join our email list.
Who manages that though? For example, if I go through a Shopify platform, is that capable through their setup?
You integrate it, right? So you can use something like MailChimp, which is what we use at at Blunt Power, and you can integrate your MailChimp with your Shopify. And then, you know, anytime someone comes, you know, Shopify, you know, if they buy something through Shopify, you can see which emails weighed what money. That's why I can say 35K came from emails. I see which emails they came from. You integrate it, you know, they talk to each other. So email marketing, you know, which program you use, it is going to be a separate platform than Shopify, but they talk. And it's really easy. And if you're doing any sort of like, you know, accounting and clerical and any of the stuff that you do now, I see you have an Excel. If you can work Excel, you can operate anything I'll ever recommend to you.
Okay.
That's how simple this stuff is now.
All right.
You know, you don't have to have a lot of technical experience. You know, it's like Excel. You can watch a YouTube video for step by step if you know what to do. And that's why, you know, there's a million things that you could do, right? But if you focus on the right things at the right time, that's how you get yourself in a position to be successful.
Okay.
Right? So again, you know, we build on it. You know, you're looking at your competition, you're breaking them down, you know, to make sure that you have, you know, an optimized web store. Now you add automated emails on top of that setup, right? So build it. Then, you know, okay, let's say you get your store. Let's say that you have, you know, a nice backend, some automation in place. How are you going to get people to your store? You know, if your store was live right now and you were selling a type of T-shirts that you wanted to right now, how would you get people to your store?
Word of mouth. I would ask people that I know that are on social media to blast my link out. That's all I could do right now.
So word of mouth, influencers, and what, networking or something?
Yeah.
Okay. How long do you think that would take?
A long time. A very long time. Yeah.
So again, we know our numbers, right? You need 7 to 12 sales a day, right? It's going to take, that is a lot of work. Word of mouth, influencers, and networking, that would be a lot of work.
Is there an easier way?
Yes. Paid traffic, right? You want people at your website, you go to the gas station and you buy them, right? When you have when you approach e-commerce the way, you know, that I do and the way that I talk about, it's systematic, right? It's like a book report, right? Okay, paid traffic is the same way. It's like a book report, man. If you know what to do and what to look for, then you can literally buy sales, right? If we do that math that we were talking about before of, you know, well, what's your average order value? If your average order value is $30, right? And then you're using paid traffic and your average cost per purchase is $10, then you have $20 to play with in between, right? So if your cost is $10, then that means you spend, you know, whatever you spend, you walk away with $10.
Right.
Right. You'll do that all day.
Yep.
For every 20 I spend, I make 10.
Yep.
All day. You can do that immediately. You can do that in day one, right? Okay. Day one. You don't have to word of mouth. You don't have to, you know, beg your friends to share it on social media. And you definitely don't have to waste your time networking and, you know, handing out business cards.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay.
Paid traffic. My number one.
Is that an upfront cost?
It's ongoing, right? So you just set aside a budget, you know, a monthly budget or a daily budget. And then if you say, okay, well, hey, my number is, you know, $300 a day in sales is what I need to get to. If 50 of that is in paid advertising, you don't care. You're right there.
No, but what I'm asking is, like, I need to pay that upfront before I start generating sales, or is it set up a way to when I have a sale come in, it allocates to paid traffic? Like, I would think that's a service that I have to pay for up front, right? In order to get.
Well, if you're paying per click, like you pay per click, you pay per visitor, right? So if you're paying for click, you may pay like 20 cents a click, right? Mm-hmm. 20 cents a click out of 100 people. You know, if you have, say, like a 10% click-through rate, like when we get with one of our videos, you know, 10 out of every 100 people that comes to your site is, you know, that click, you know, come to your site, and then you convert a percentage of them. You know, we convert a 4%, so 4 out of every 10 people that visit, you know, they buy, and then you know, whatever your average order is value from there. right? So it's literally, it's all math, right? And the numbers themselves change of what your cost per purchase is. You know, Facebook, you know, let's say that's Facebook, right? And you want to target, you know, people that are interested in what you're going to be offering, right? Well, Facebook, you know, they have this whole setup where you can see, you know, what you're paying per sale, what you're paying per conversion, you know, and you can see, well, this is what I pay per sale. And then from that, now you have a budget. Like I said, you know, if I spend $50 a day on ads, and I know that I get, you know, 3 times, you know, the ROX or my return on ad spend, then, you know, and so let's just do the math for you real quick. So let's say that we are spending $50 a day is our advertising budget. And, you know, that gets you, let's say you're paying $15 a sale, right? So that's 3 sales for $50, right? If your average order value is $30, that's $90, right? So you're paying that's you spent 50, you made 90, right? That's one time. If you have your email marketing in place, right? You now you have a lifetime value of that customer. So their lifetime value, maybe your average order cost is $30, but the average lifetime value of a customer is $60, $70. Now it's all math. It's not even just math. It's literally, it's just like a process, right?
Yeah.
And once you start to figure your numbers out, everything becomes realistic. You know, this way, it's not like a pipe dream.
Right.
It's not like, man, I can make it happen if I just put in the grind. Like this is no, it's a process. It's a process. And once you know what your numbers are, again, if you spend $50 a day to make, you know, let's say you get really good conversions, or you have your process, you have your upsells in place, you have everything, you know, $50 makes you $300 a day.
Yeah.
Right. And realistically, when you get to say, I need, you know, 7 to 12 sales a day, once you have your automated emails in place, you know, they're going to be pumping in 3 to 4 sales a day.
Yeah.
So that puts you a third of the way there. Every day, you're starting ahead of the curve.
Gotcha.
Right? Okay, well, I wake up, I'm making 3 sales, right? Yeah. I get out of bed, I know I got 3, 4 sales coming in. So now what I'm paying for is, you know, to get from 3 to, you know, 3 to 10 or 3 to 12, all right? But then you'll have people coming back, right? And people that have heard of you, like once you start running paid traffic and people hear about you, they come back, you start to get direct traffic, people look you up, other stuff like that. You know, you start to build a little momentum, and then you start to have 2, 3 sales just from people that are coming, right? That's about what a store would want to do. Now, you know, you went from, you know, wake up 3, 4 sales in, you know, now you're at, you know, 5 or 6 sales just from people knowing about you, right? Maybe sharing your ads on social media and stuff like that. Like we have a viral video where people share it, so we get people just coming from that. Now you're buying what, 3 to 4 sales a day. There's your number, just like that. Right? So that's how. Yeah.
Let me ask you, right? So I'm gonna set up, right? But before I get started, I need to sample the product first, right? So I need to, whoever my fulfillment supplier is, like if it's Teespring or I know Kelly David talked about T-Launch, which is an app through Shopify. I need to go out to them first and say, hey, send me a sample of your product so I can know the material, because I don't want to sell, you know, anything cheap or that's only going to last after one wear. Then that's going to hurt my customers, right? Like that's going to hurt my revenue, because they're not going to want to buy from me. Again, I want to make sure that I'm selling a good product. So I need to sample that first before I get started. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, generally, yeah. We're talking about, you know, one of the things that we'll do at first is, you know, I like Teespring, but there's a couple other options when we can kind of explore those. But we're talking about multi-million-dollar companies that have sold millions of T-shirts for other people. Right. So it's not like, you know, this is, you know, you're buying from, you know, some back alley T-shirt, you know, from Bobo the Fool or whatever. Like these are actually legit companies, and they know, well, what is our ideal customer's number one concern going to be? What's the quality of my product?
Quality. Yep.
So if you're a business owner and you want people, your business model is not based on you selling to the consumer, but you selling to the wholesaler.
Right.
You only have but so many objections or things to worry about. And that's the number one thing. You know, it doesn't take rocket science for you to say, well, if people are selling millions of these, they're going to be, you know, decent quality. Yeah. You know what I mean? So by all means, you know, do your design, order your design, right? You know, most they're not coming from China. So, you know, you're getting good delivery. That's why I like print on demand versus drop shipping and some of the other business models, because it comes pretty fast. Order one, right? Take a picture in it. Hey, man, that's an ad. That's how easy it is, man.
Yeah, all right.
You order your shirt, you put it on, you take a picture. That's an ad.
Yeah, for sure. I already went online through Fiverr and contacted a couple of graphic designers that are gonna mock something up for me. So I just need to finalize that. And then you recommend Teespring? Just going through using Teespring. Can I use Teespring through Shopify? Do you know
they do work together? There's a couple different options that I can recommend, and that's something that, you know, there's Teespring, but there's a couple others, and because you want to be we want to get your cost down as much as possible. There's some that are just like them, but a little bit cheaper because they're newer. But again, it's the same thing, right? You know, a lot of them use the exact same vendors. Yeah. So, you know, that's why I would say compare a little bit, see who can give you, you know, sometimes they'll give you, you know, a design for free, stuff like that, you know, so that's what I would compare up front. But, you know, it's not something that takes a long time. And again, because it's print on demand, you know, you're not like waiting a long time. You know, you get your design, you get your store up, you make sure you know your stuff is in place, and you can, you know, turn on traffic, you know, right then and there, right? So you can get rolling really, really quickly. You know, you can get a store up in a really, really short amount of time. So, I mean, again, like, you know, your number's 4K. You know, I just showed you how to get, you know, 9K a month, right? $300 in sales, $300 a day in sales. That's 110 a year. That's 9 a month. That's $300 a day. That's 7 to 12 sales at, you know, $20 to $35. And if you're selling a t-shirt for $19, you know, you're there. Yeah. If you get them to buy something else, all of that is average order value. So you can see how you can easily get into that $30 range, which is where we are. It's 10 sales a day. Can you make 10 sales a day? Yeah. It's not as intimidating as, you know, oh, make, you know, $1 million in 60 days. Yeah. Exactly. Right? No, exactly. 10 sales a day is not difficult, but, you know, as I mentioned before, it's a process, right? You know, and there's a lot of different things that you can waste time, waste money on, a lot of places that you can get stuck when it comes to, you know, getting your emails in place, you know, knowing what to say, how to structure those. When it comes to getting the ads, what to say, how to structure those, you know, there's different things that come into play, which is why, you know, I always recommend, you know, working with someone or working with like a coach. Like, you know, again, every team has a coach. You know, I know when I was first stepping away, you know, I got a coach to help me with the business end of things, right? Because I knew how to market, but I didn't know how to structure a business, how to actually, you know, create processes in my business and know what to do next. So I wasn't wasting time floundering, right? Wasting time, wasting money, especially, you know, you start talking about paid traffic, you know, yes, you can make fast money, but yes, you can also, you know, light your money on fire if you're not sure what to do. Right. Right. So, you know, that's a big part of, you know, what I'm here to help with. So if you had someone to actually show you how to set up your store, how to pick the right vendor, right, how to set up your email marketing and automation so you could generate sales on autopilot, and how to actually target with your advertising and create ads that are convert, do you think if you had all that, you could build a 6-figure store? Yeah. Yeah, without a doubt. All right. Do you want me to help you? Yeah. If you're interested and you're available, absolutely. All right. So what I have put together is an 8-week program, right? And it's designed to help you launch and automate your first 6-figure e-commerce store. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that you have all the pieces in place to have an optimized store with the right theme, the right setup, the right design, right? Know exactly what your competition is doing and how they're doing it to make money. I'll help you with all your emails so you don't have to write them from scratch. You don't have to start from scratch, right? Get them set up, get them programmed and automated so they're firing on autopilot. and help you get your actual advertising in place. So that way you have basically a ready to go sales engine to start running traffic into.
Okay.
Right. So that is, with what I've seen with the different customers that I have and the different students that I've had is, literally, one of the most profitable things you can do, because once you're in place, once you have your automation in place, then it's just testing, right? Mm-hmm. It's literally just, okay, I'm throwing traffic. I know what my cost per email lead is, right? I know what my cost per purchase is. Well, how do I get better? How do I get a lower cost per lead? How do I get a lower cost per purchase, right? And you probably rather think about those type of things than whatever your day job is asking you to do, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right? So if I helped you make $300 a day, build your own six-figure business, just like what we did, just like what, some of my students are making a lot more than that, would you love me? Would I be your best friend?
Man, what? Yeah, absolutely. Man, we could do business for a very long time.
Well, you have a unique opportunity because you're already, the idea that you have like socially conscious print on demand stuff is, now's a great time. We're about to go into election season. People are already up.
Right.
You can talk about Medicare for all, right? You can talk about, not putting kids in baby cages.
Right.
Man.
Right.
Man, if you know how to get your stuff in front of the right people right now, and you have a system like that in place, again, all you need is 7 to 12 sales a day.
Yeah.
Some days, and when you're building an email list, right? As you build your list, guess what? You have automation, but you can also market to them. Just send out an email. Like you can print money, right? Sending out emails to your list is printing money. Like I'm going to send an email to my list today. What are we at? Like 6 sales or something right now? I guarantee we'll be, so we're at 4 for 126 right now, right? I guarantee after I send an email later today, I'll be at 10 or 12, right? It's just like that. And that's why as you start building your email list from day one, right? Hey man, I'm running a sale right now, save $5 off your t-shirt. You'll do that to your email list. Why? Because you're not paying for that lead anymore.
Yeah.
You already paid for it.
Right. Right.
Now you keep going back to the well. And if you like this shirt, oh my God, you'll probably keep, once you get that first one from me and you like it, you like how it feels. If I keep talking to you about stuff I know you care about, man, do you know how many progressives and liberals and social justice warriors you can make money off of over the next 2 years?
Yeah, man, for sure.
Right? Like crazy stuff. The only thing they have to make sure is that, you're not advocating. They'll check to make sure that you're not like a political company, right?
Right. No.
But as long as you're not a PAC or anything like that, then you can advertise that stuff on literally any medium, right? And one of the first things that we'll do is we'll actually sales hack your competition, and we'll see what they're actually spending, what they're actually where they're putting their ads, what those ads look like, how they're putting them together. So that's a crazy opportunity. If you say, hey, now's the time to strike while the iron is hot, you're going into it's January and an election is starting right now.
Right.
Is there a better time to get into, socially conscious print on demand?
Nah, that's, like I said, I want to take advantage of every opportunity. I've already missed so many. I don't want to miss any more.
Well, again, over the next 2 months, that's what we're going to focus on: getting your store up, getting your set and forget automated emails in place, getting your traffic in place and running, and then you're going to be in a great position. So what type of questions do you have?
All right. So what do I need to, so first things first, I've already contacted a couple of graphic designers, right? So I want to fill them out. So I'm going to have them digitally provide me my mock-up. And then I'm going to submit that to whichever vendor I'm going to use, right? So once you recommend a number of vendors for fulfillment, I'm going to go to them and say, hey, send me this t-shirt so I can see it, feel it, touch it, see it, feel it, smell it, all that good stuff. And make sure that, one, how does the design look? To see if there's a difference between the two graphic designers. Do I like one better than the other? And have that be, one of my vendors. And then just start creating design, start having them give me the source file for the design so I can have products to put on the store.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's how easy it is with print on demand. You know, again, getting the store itself up is not that difficult. We can walk through that. And I tell you what, you order one of those shirts. When you do order your sample, I recommend that you get one for yourself and then one for, both your kids. Because that picture that you take of Grant or Gavin,
yeah,
that's immediately going to blow up on social media. That's an ad, and that's an ad too.
Well, what I was going to do just to test it out, because I have a logo that I want to use. Well, like for example, all right. So tell me if this is a good idea for the first test product. I just want to have my logo, and then I want to have my website name at the bottom of the shirt.
I wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't do that as your first one. I would go when you're first getting started. I would go after what's going to be passion and make money right now, because no one knows you. No one cares about the brand yet. Right. So the only person who's going to get excited about a shirt like that is you.
Okay. That makes sense.
So I would recommend starting with something that is, again, conscious, something that is, current, something that can make someone feel a certain type of way right now. And then putting it in front of them and getting them into your machine and letting your machine do the work.
Okay.
Right. Because all you need is one. And then you're, hey, we rock it. Then you add another, and you add another, and you add another. And you could do way, 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 way more than 110 over the next weeks. Again, it's election season. All you need is that one thing where like you touch somebody, you touch the right person, they click share. Again, t-shirts, print on demand stuff is impulsy, right? It's not like, it's not a difficult decision. I either have $20 or I don't.
All right, so then I got two ideas. I've got one for a woman's shirt, and then I'll pick one for a men's shirt, right? I don't know if the one for the women's shirt, there's a natural hair movement, right? Women are a lot of, especially sisters, like they're rocking their natural hair now, and they're embracing it and they're being proud of it. So I was discussing with Shani the other night, hey, what if I did this on a shirt? And she was all about it. So I'm going to submit that one for creation, and then I'll figure out what I want to submit for the male side and start there.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can definitely do that. But even then, it's almost like shooting in the dark, right? What I do, as I would, again, look at competition. I'll do competitive research there and see what type of designs that are along that theme are already selling. Right? And then I just do my own remixed version of that. Like you see, okay, like this type of a triangle and this type of a statement does well. Hey, designer, make me that. Like I want my version of this, and I want it to say that, and I know it's going to sell because it's like it's a hot seller someplace right now, right?
But so how do I find that out?
Oh, that's why I say it's ecom hacking. So there's different programs that you can use. There's a couple different ways. I mean, sometimes you can just do Google. Amazon says a lot of stuff. I mean, there's a ton of different ways to find out exactly what your competition is doing. Before we really get into some of that nitty gritty stuff, I do have a few more questions. So the first thing is, again, this is a fast paced program. In order to be successful, you're going to want to have, you're going to want to put some time into it, right? So do you have 7 to 10 hours a week that you can put into your store?
Yeah.
Okay. And then also resources. Again, we're not talking about SEO. We're not talking about blogging. We're not talking about content marketing. We're not talking about sharing on social media and networking and trade shows and all these different things that are going to take, forever and a day. We're talking about moving quickly, right? And that, it takes money to make money. So do you have resources available? Are you financially stable in a way that you can invest in paid traffic and you can invest in your business to make it grow?
Yeah, well, that's a number, and that's what I was going to ask you. That's why I was asking you the other day. What is that number? Do I need 5,000? And you looked at me and was like, no, you could get started for well underneath that. So, yeah, I'd say I have. Let's say I have I could put $1,000 into the startup.
Okay. Realistically, you're going to want to have more on hand. Obviously, you can get something built for that, but as far as building and growing, you want to have a little bit more of that, so you're not like stressing yourself out. So
Okay.
do you have like savings? Do you have like credit cards? Do you have other things to help you kind of, help you get rolling?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well, what's a good number that you think would be like, what do you think that number is for what I want to do?
I mean, the website design isn't, you can get, especially, I know some people, you can get your site for, 500 to 1K, and you can get a really nice one, just for, and then your site is up. When it comes to adding it and getting some of these other things in place, normally, like, for example, like, were I to, create all this stuff for you, what I do now with my consultants and my clients is that's a $7,000 program, right? Actually getting the site design, getting all the emails in place, getting all the marketing in place, boom, and it's $7,000 for 2 months. And then you walk away and then you have all that different stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have literally everything that you need in place. And then over the course of, creating these things, and it's also walking you through how to use it and how to, run with it after, those 8 weeks is over. So that way, how to get more paid traffic, how to keep it going. And literally, if you're looking at $300 a day, after 90 days or so, you're already generating sales, you're already excited. And then it's taking it up to the next level from there, because we're talking about paid traffic. We're not talking about SEO. I paid all this money and I'm waiting a year to see it. No. We're talking about quick return on investment, quick cash.
Right.
Now, obviously, I know you, right? Grant is Malcolm's friend, right? And like I said before, like, I want to, you're a brother, like, and I don't want to take it to that level, right? But it does mean something to me, because we don't have, my mentor was a white guy. I would have paid a black guy, would have helped a black, but there are not many of us in this industry,
mm-hmm.
right?
No, you're right.
There's just not that many of us. I see, you can just do a YouTube video, you look at what you see, right? So, I want to help you. I want to help you actually be able to get rolling, right? I want to help you actually be able to build a brand and, have that, that freedom, that legacy that you talked about. Right? And if I can help you get there, you can help give me a case study to help me get even more people that are paying 2-3 times what you pay,
mm-hmm.
right? That's a win-win for me, right? Because then it's nothing for you to do a little quick webcam video like what you're doing right now about how, you had your day job and about how, you were getting frustrated with it and you were ready to finally make the move that you've been putting off for years. Right. And Mike helped you actually execute it. Mike helped you make it happen. Mike helped you transform your dream into a 6-figure e-commerce store.
Yeah.
Would you do something like that for me if I were able to help you?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So it's 100% win-win for me. Right? So that's why, I'm not talking about, $7,000 in your case, not even talking about $5,000. Right. I will help you get your store up, get your store live and launched for $2,000. And you can either do that in 2 payments of 1K, or you could do that in 1 pay of $1,750.
Okay. So 2 payments of 1K or 1 pay of $1,750.
Correct. And as I mentioned, I normally do things through PayPal. So of course you have all the protection that comes along with PayPal. Again, this is what I do. And I know you know where I live. I know where you live. Obviously I'm not I'm not in the business of trying to take advantage of you, but of course we're doing PayPal. It's from my LLC to your business. So all of that is 100% on the up and up. I would send you out an invoice, right? Mm-hmm. And then once you cover the invoice, we'll set up a weekly strategy call, or we could do it like this, whatever, create a time that works for you. And then we're going to stay on top of it. We're going to help you actually choose the right vendors, right? We're going to help you get all your marketing in place. We're going to help you have, your email marketing messaging. I have templates that you can use. I'll help you customize them. I'll proofread them for you so that your messaging is on point. I'll show you how to find your competition, how to e-com hack them so you can see what they're selling and how, help you with the angles, help you with your marketing angles, help you get your paid advertising in place and set up and running so you're not, banging your head against the wall. Literally everything that you need, all the pieces that you need to build, a 6-figure e-commerce engine, you will have after 8 weeks working with me. And then at that point in time, then you just like you said, when you have a car, you need gas, you want to get somewhere, right? All you do is drive to the gas station. That's paid. That's paid media right there. If you know your car engine runs, right? I know if I put gas in it, it's going to run. Let me go buy gas. Well, that's what we're going to build, the engine.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think that's doable. When would you be available to start?
This is what I do every day. This is what I do. I addictively look at my sales, right? You remember the other day I was telling you, hey, there's times that, I'm just playing PlayStation. I need to be better about it,
Yeah.
right? Well, when you have a day where, like, for example, I sent an email on Monday, right? We did 19 sales from that. Average order value $32. So I'll let you do the math on that. Tuesday, I was like, man, looking at my phone, let me play a little bit of Madden. Of course I did some because I'm actually building out, a full membership for the program that I'm working on right now. But I could have worked hard, and I guarantee you'll have days like that too.
Okay.
Right. But that being said, if this is something that you're serious about and you're ready to actually take it to the next level, right now, people are campaigning. Right now, Kamala Harris is announcing her candidacy. Right now, people are talking about very, very socially conscious issues. Right now, people hate goddamn Donald Trump. And I guarantee you in the next month, some bullshit is going to happen that you can take advantage of.
Yeah. Okay.
Boom, man. So, what I can do is, look, I'm not, I like you, man. Like, we're friends. I'm going to help you be successful. So I'm not going to say, hey, wait, break out your credit card, pay me right now. Look, I'm going to send you an invoice, right? Talk it over with your wife, right? Think about the possibilities, right? Watch the news. See if it gives you some ideas, right? And then think, you said you have the time. Okay. You have the resources. It sounds like this is affordable for you. You seem, just from our conversation and the fact that you kids are in sports teams, you seem like you're pretty coachable, right? Would you consider yourself coachable?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And as I mentioned, this is a fast-paced program. You've waited, you've kicked the can for years, right? So the biggest thing right now for you is your decision-making, right? Are you going into this? Are you going to drag your feet on a lot of stuff? If I say, hey, we've got this funnel set up, let's put a couple $100s into Facebook ads. Are you gonna hem and haw? Like, are you ready now to actually make some quick decisions and reap the benefits of the consequences? Are you ready to do that now?
Yeah. I will be, like, and I'm just looking at the numbers. I'm, based off of what being able to have these ads go, like the end of February would financially be better for me. But if you and I can work out something, you're going to invoice me. You can wait that long. If you want to wait to start then when everything is on hand, I understand that. But yes, I'm ready to go.
Well, the beauty is you don't have to start paying for ads immediately.
Okay.
Right. That's why I said it's an 8-week program. The traffic is actually at the end of it, right? What's important right now is getting your store in place, getting your email marketing in place, getting your actual engine built. So that way, when you start to go to the paid traffic end of things, it's not this feeling of like, oh my gosh, like how much money am I losing? There's not apprehension because you have an engine running. It's like when you have a car that runs, you're not worried about, is gas going to make your car run? Is it going to start when you put gas in?
Right.
So that's the thing. So if you're worried, well, do I have money to do, to get started with the program and the website and its ads right now? You don't need to have that right now, right? What you need to have is enough to get rolling, enough to make sure that you are taking the right steps at the right time, right? You don't have time to waste, right? So I wouldn't say, okay, hey, we're going to dump a lot of money in. The most important thing is getting the ball rolling and getting what you need in place set up. Right.
Yeah.
I can show you free themes on Shopify where you can get stuff set up and you don't even necessarily have to pay a bunch for the website itself. Right. I can show you how to work around, based on the budget that you have. Right. So that, again, there's different things that you can use that don't necessarily cost you anything. It's print on demand. All you need to do is, upload your picture. It's integrated. Boom, boom. You don't have to spend a lot on the web design right now. So that is another weight off your chest.
Yeah. So, and that was going to be my question. So all that is upgradable, right? So if we start with a free web design now, and then I come to you a month later and say, okay, I got money for the web design, we can update it, right? We can go that right then.
Yeah. Think about when you get a phone, man. Like, Android is not Android 1, right?
Yeah.
When you buy it, Apple, well, you buy apples. When they sell you the brand new one, it doesn't have the latest iOS, right? You know, they send you a couple iOSs, you know, updates while you're going, right?
Yeah.
All of them start like that. All these designs, everything, you know, that actually is successful is incremental. Where people go wrong is they wait till everything is perfect. And that's why I go back to decision making, right? And you go, oh, this isn't ready, that isn't ready, this isn't ready, that. No. If you have the framework in place, framework gives you confidence. Those two big things are the number one struggles that you're going to face. Do I have the confidence to do what I have to do and take the action? Do I have a framework that I know is going to be successful? You're going to have both of those. And again, you're not in it alone, right? So in your case, again, I wouldn't worry about the traffic until February. We can get started with a free theme, you know, and I'll be able to help you set up, you know, email marketing. You get your first month of that free, right? Just, you know, I'll show you how to get free trial. I'll show you how to get started. The main thing is, okay, hey, look, Mike, I'm serious about this. Let's get the ball rolling. You know, you can be ready to blow up by, you know, you have stuff getting exciting at, you know, towards the end of February, you know, March, you know, you're getting end of March, you're getting stuff booming. You're ready to go for the rest of the year. You know, April, you know, you're figuring stuff out. May, money. You're showing your wife from your smartphone, sales coming in. Sales. I used to do that with Sarah. I don't do that anymore. But it's so cool when you do.
Yeah. Nah. All right. Hey, let's do it. I'm ready.
All right. So I'm gonna send you over the invoice. Right. Like I said, you know, we'll set up a follow-up time for Friday, just so you know. I've got. Think about the possibilities, right? If you have ideas in between now and then, shoot them over to me. You know, we'll get started this week, and then Monday was. What is your schedule like next week for an actual strategy session?
Is that an hour, 2 hours? How much time?
I mean, something like this. You know, I would set aside an hour. You know, but you know, if it goes over, I mean, as long as I don't have someone lined up right after you, you know, then that's not an issue.
Next week is pretty open.
I like Mondays because Monday, you know, if we say, hey, this is what we're getting done this week, you know, it gives you a full week to do it versus middle of the week. You know, you're going to have questions for me on Monday.
Monday's good.
All right. So we can do Monday. I do, you know, I have one client at 11. I have another student at 1. How is 2 p.m. Monday?
Monday at 2?
Yeah.
That'll work.
Is that normally a good time?
Except on Wednesdays, but if it's gonna be every Monday.
Yeah, every Monday.
Hold on. Let me check my work calendar.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if things come up and we have to reschedule, I mean, this is what I do, right? Like, that's fine.
Oh yeah, Monday's good.
Perfect.
Monday at 2 o'clock works.
Perfect. And like I said, I mean, if there's stuff like, I mean, we don't even live like, you know, I have a student in San Francisco, I have another one in Atlanta, I have one in Hawaii, right? You know, they don't have the benefit of being local, right? Like, you know, there's times that we can meet, you can show me your laptop, I can walk you through a few things, you know. So you are in, you know, you have to get results, right? Like you live, like you have to, like you have access that other people don't have. Like, and like I said, I mean, I have, I want to see you be successful, right? So, you know, whereas someone it's, you know, more transactional, like I really actually want you to be successful. That's why, you know, I'm not talking 7K, right? You know, people pay it now. You know, they give that, they aim 7K, you know, break it into 2 payments of 35 or 5 upfront. They do it. They do it because, you know, if really just do the math, right? If you invested $5,000 into a marketing program and in that same year, you were able to make $110,000, would that be worth it?
Yeah, you don't even think about the 5K or the 7K at that point.
Right. That's how paid traffic is, right? You're buying sales. So that's how it's important to think about this like that. It's literally a process, and the stuff that I'm talking about is not like this, you know, left wing stuff you've never heard of. It's literally proven processes that 8-figure businesses are using right now. Hacking, reverse engineering what your competition is doing so that we can shortcut your success, and then building automated systems into your business so you can make money while you sleep. It's literally what we're doing.
Okay.
Literally what we're doing. And so, like I said, I'll be working with you one-on-one. I'm also building out a membership program with different training videos to go over some of the specific tactics and details. So, module 1 and 2 are done right now. The rest is going to be done next week. So, I'll give you full access to that in addition to the calls. And I'm actually, because I'm starting to pick up so many students like yourself, I'm actually going to start doing like weekly mastermind calls, just to kind of get everybody on board so that we can swap ideas and whatnot. So once I get to about 10 people in this program, then I'm going to start doing those in addition. You'll always get your one-on-one session, but there'll be that as well. So and then of course I also have templates, worksheets, checklists, cheat sheets, literally all the different resources that you're going to need to help you get results. So when I say, hey, we're going to set up emails, well, I don't know how to write emails, well, I'm going to give you email templates, and I'm going to put so you don't have to worry about sort of thing. So it sounds like this 2019 is going to be a big year for you. I'm excited. I'm really excited for you. I know that, our business, we're aiming for 300 this year. If you do 100 this year, you will be, like I said, I'll be your best friend and you'll give me a great case study. That's my goal. Yep. So I'm going to send you the invoice over. Do you want it to go to the Tshirts by G?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Now, which option did you want to go with, the upfront 1750 or 2 payments of 1K?
I'm gonna try to do the upfront, the 1750.
Okay, I'll send it at 1750, but I'll break it into 2. So I'll allow you. So if you want it, you can do it in 2 payments, or you can do it as 1.
Okay.
Right. And then that way, you can double check and make sure that I'm not going to get involved in that. But like I said, I'm more concerned with your success than making money from you.
Okay. Yeah, no, that'll work.
All right, perfect. So I'll go ahead and get that sent over to you. And then I actually have another call at 3 that I need to prep for. Do you have any questions before I let you go?
So homework for me. Do you want me to send you a couple of my design ideas for the first product, I guess you want to say?
Yeah, sure. Send me over some of your ideas. And then that way it can also, and it can help me get an idea of what your competition, but we can look at some of your competitors. So, our first call, our first outreach call is really going to be us breaking down your competition, us looking at what they're doing, us getting a very clear example of how we're going to set everything up. So that way we can say, okay, boom, we're going to build our example of this. Here's what we're going to use for email marketing. Here's the emails in play. Let me get you those templates. You customize my proof, boom, boom, boom. That's ready. That's automated. It's literally a process. So your homework, yeah, sure. Send me over, cover the invoice, send me over your ideas. And then once I get that, then we'll set up our call for Monday. On Monday, I'll give you some additional resources to help you with that week's milestone. And every week there's going to be a different milestone. So it's very clear, very systematic. Okay, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. By the end of it, you have your store live, you have your email marketing in place, and you have your advertising ready to go.
Okay. All right. I don't need to worry about like copyrights or anything like that right now. Like this is...
I mean, you can Google NDAs and you can copy an NDA if you like. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't care. You can Google an NDA, make your own version of it with your business, and send me the NDA if you don't want me to, whatever. So that's fine. I don't.
No, I didn't mean that just for you. I meant for like when I put my product out there, right? It's what's to stop somebody from copying that design and putting it on their own shop?
I mean, there's different things you can do with trademarks. That's something that you can research. As of right now, right? If something like that, it costs money every time you start doing stuff like that. Now, you can do what's called a poor man's trademark, which is basically you email the design to yourself, right? Yeah. And then you already have that. You can do that now, right? I recommend doing that so you have a paper trail if you want to come after somebody. But you're not going to be worried about what anybody else is doing that's not making more money than you for at least 6 months. Okay. I would know. You're going to be so focused on, hey, what's this guy doing to make money? How can I make more money? How can I get a cheaper cost per lead? How can I get a cheaper cost per purchase? That's what you're going to be focused on up front, right? Okay. So, like I said, we'll walk through it. You're going to have questions, but, I'm going to send you over the blueprint of basically how everything looks. You'll be able to visualize it and say, okay, here, it's very systematic. And again, just from what you do for your business, I think that you'll appreciate a structured approach.
Yep.
And then I'll be here along the way to hold your hand.
Okay, cool.
All right, buddy. So I'm going to go ahead and get out the invoice and then send me your ideas. And then we'll go ahead and get the calendar scheduled for Monday at 2 p.m. And yeah, man, if you have questions, ideas, different stuff in between them, I mean, you have my cell phone number. My other students don't even have my cell phone number like that. So just shoot me a text message.
All right, cool, Mike.
All right, I'll talk to you later, G.
All right.
All right, bye.